Today we're talking about the MetaQuest 3, and this is a surprising new entry into the VR
market. And
gone are the base stations of past and all of my USB errors. Let's dive in. So, this video is going to be more about VR as a whole and my review of the MetaQuest 3. I'm not going to go into features and specs and like all the specific jargon, because I think the usefulness of the device and what it provides to the end user is more of what we should be really talking about versus different ratios of things and pixel densities and how fast the processor is. It doesn't matter if all of the stuff on it is expensive and garbagey. That being said, the MetaQuest 3 is so far the best example of VR we've come to see so far. This headset is fantastic. They've gotten rid of those weird Fresnel lenses and they've made them regular lenses like you would look through looking through a pair of eyeglasses. They do have better screens in them and you can't really notice any of the pixels anymore. And they've made the headset much more comfortable. They give you a little thong thing in the back, and then you're able to basically cinch it up both ways on the top and back. With how much more comfortable the headset is, I've noticed that you want to play it longer, and you don't mind when you sit on for like an hour or two, versus 30 minutes and you're sweaty and you look like you've just been pulled out of a hole. Now that being said, I did notice that I have a rather big noggin, and my ears would get stuck under those little flaps that go around the side. Now, it makes for fantastic audio because the audio pieces shoot right into your ear holes, which actually sound really cool and add another layer of immersion because you don't have anything on your ears, you're just hearing it like you would normally. But I have heard that other people are having issues with comfort and fit, which it's a thing you're wearing on your face. There are going to be issues no matter what. Everybody's all different shapes and sizes. So the device is fantastic. The device looks fantastic. The battery life is okay. Now that being said, you're sacrificing the wires for a battery, which I understand, and it has very good touch controller. The controllers are smaller, they fit in your hands, and I didn't notice them while I was playing, which is exactly what I want to do with the controller. That being said, every piece of this package is very good, and I think it's the best example of VR that we've gotten so far from a company, as a package in a whole. That being said, the VR space has a lot of different products in it. This so far though, and the reason why I'm testing this is because I think this is the best package of all of the stuff combined, and it's the easiest way to get into VR without having to get into VR. You know, get into any other rat's nest of things you have to do to make the devices work. This just works. So, who is this kind of for? Because VR is very fun in my perspective, and it does a ton of different things, and it's on kind of that bleeding edge of they're developing new things for this, and it's not really in the total mainstream just yet, but it's getting there. So the people that I think this headset is for maybe who's someone who has played VR or dabbled their feet in VR who has a desktop computer already. I think this is the best looking headset with a good set of software on the front end to just plug in your PC that's already capable and play a Steam library of games as well, because that cuts down the cost on the fun cost quite considerably. I think this device is also for people who just like gadgets. If you're a person who likes different types of controllers, different types of software and hardware that come out and you want to try them and experience them for yourself, then you already know this is a device for you, because if you haven't tried VR, I think this is the best experience you would get right out of the box. No issues, no problems. Sign up, log in, buy a game, play. That's it. Which brings us to another point of this review, which is the cost, the fun budget. How much is your fun budget? Because this, just like any other hobby, has a wild range of prices that you can kind of throw money at. Your basic things here are, you get the headset package, controllers, and all the stuff you need to play for $500. Now, that does, while we're pre-ordering, come with Asgard's Wrath, but nothing else. So if you load it up and got it in a week, it's not out yet, so you wouldn't have anything to play. There are free games, but all of the best experiences are anywhere between $20 and $50 for pricing. It's just like the Steam store. Games are going for various prices, and you don't really know what you're going to be sinking in once you have the device, which is kind of their model for making money. So I sank, personally, $100 in right when I got the device because I needed to buy new games to test with it. I need to know where the software went and the developing has gotten to. Now, Half-Life Alyx is still my personal absolute favorite for this category and genre so far because that game is fantastic. It's got a great story, great gameplay, and the actual devices that it works with is pretty much everything. So if you're willing to sink in your fun budget, just know going in that this is going to be anywhere from $500 to $800 to get you up and running. Now that we know who this is for, let's talk about some positive qualities of the device and look in just a little bit deeper. These are the positive qualities that I think the device has is in a summary. They're better, more comfortable hardware, the much improved displays and ease of vision, and how snappy the performance is based on all of the new parts. Now, here are some of the negative qualities, and they're not negative because they're horrible. They're negative because they need to be known, and possibly horrible. Now, some of the negative qualities about this device, it is much more expensive than some of the other Quest lineups have been before. This one's starting at $500 and goes up from there. There also is not really enough mixed reality content. There's a few games on startup that you can play through for free, just like all the other Quests have gotten, but it's not quite there yet with a bunch of other games. So the other negative I have is the pass-through isn't quite as sharp. Now it's color and you can obviously get what you need to done with the pass-through, but it's not nearly as perfect as the advertising would make you seem. But I think it's passable. So overall, the MetaQuest 3 is a fantastic device. If you know who you are and you want to get into this device, there are links down below. But if you're not quite sold on VR yet, I would recommend picking up a used Quest 2 or play it at a buddy's house because I think this is a fantastic device even just to experience VR if you haven't yet. It has come a long way and there's a lot of cool things to do, especially with a group of people casting it to a TV and seeing how bad at Beat Saber I am. Yes, it's real bad. And if you can't afford this device, or maybe you want something even more expensive, check out some of these videos, because we have do tons of reviews of technology and fun things on this channel, and subscribe down below if you want to see more. That's all I got. But maybe not, or maybe yes. I don't know. Last time I talked about a spider. That's all I got. Bye.